Today we are going to evaluate the limits using a numerical approach. We are going to evaluate these limits using the so-called numerical approach. Understand? So they gave us these questions. We are going to evaluate those questions using numerical approach, not evaluating. We are using numerical approach. The first question, we have this question. We have our number one question is what is let me decrease this thing. It's too big. Yeah, let me put it like this. We are evaluating the first limit using numerical approach. Using numerical approach. Yeah. The first question says what? Evaluate the limit as x approaches 2 of x plus x squared. Yeah? So how can we evaluate that limit? The first thing you have to do, you have to draw a number line and approach 2 from where? From left and from right. Then draw a table. Understand? So let's start. Bear in mind that as let's say we have a limit as x approaches a of f of x. Ne? So if we are using numerical approach, we have to approach a from the left. And whenever we're approaching a from the left, we must know is a greater than a or less than a. Is x greater than a or less than a? Let's say x is approaching a from the right. Then we have a number line here. This is the x-axis. This is our a here. We're approaching our a from the left and from the right. Whenever we're approaching our a from the left, the values of x this side are greater than what? Are greater than a or less than a. The values of x this side are less than what? Are less than a. Meaning when we're approaching a from the left, the values of x are what? The values of x are less than a. Then when we're approaching the a from the right, the values of x are what? Are greater than what? Are greater than a. Understand? That's all you must know. Simple stuff. So let's evaluate this thing using numerical approach. The first thing you must do is to draw out a number line and approach these two from the left and from the right. We have a number line like this. Here's our what? Here's our 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, going forward and going backwards. Ne? We're approaching this value here. This value 2. We must approach this value from the left and from the right. Understand? So one thing you must bear in mind, you must first ask yourself, if we are approaching a 2 from the left, what is the value of x or the value of x here, not at x equals to 2, right here from the left. Remember here we have what? We have 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, 1, 6, 1, 7, 1, 8, 1, 9. Ne? Here is 1, 9. Then we have what? We have 2. Meaning the closest value of x closer to 2 is what? Is 1, 9. Ne? From the left. Then from the right, what is the value that is closer to what? To 2 from where? From the right. Ne? Remember we have what? We have 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 5, 2, 6, 2, 7, 2, 8, 2, 9, then 3. Understand? Meaning the value that is closer to what? That is closer to 2 from the left is what? Is 2, 1. Understand? You must bear that in mind. Understand? This side is 2, 1. This side is what? Is 1, 9. Understand? So you have to what? You have to approach what? 2 from the left and from the right. You have to what? You have to draw two tables. Understand? Draw 2 tables. The one you are approaching from the left and the one you are approaching where? From the right. That's all you have to draw. Let's start with our table. You must draw a table that has how many columns? That has I'll always advise my student to draw a table that has 5 rows. I always advise them, and it's beneficial. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we have our 5. Understand? Let me cut and paste. You must draw 2 tables. Draw 2 tables. You must draw 2 tables. So the first table, the first table is when we're approaching what? We're approaching 2 from the left. Then when we're approaching 2 from the left, you must know this table is here. We put the values of x, and here we put the values of what? Of f of x. Therefore, you are going to say let f of x equals to what? X plus x squared. Understand? Meaning that f of x equals to what? Equals to x plus x squared. Instead of putting x squared plus x squared, you put what? F of x. Then this side also you put what? You put x and f of x. Understand? So this table we're approaching what? We're approaching 2 from the left. This table we're approaching 2 from the right. So when we're approaching 2 from the left, the values of x this side, are they less than 2 or greater than 2? The values of x at the left side of 2 this side, the values of x this side. Understand? You must check what the values of x this side. I'm talking about this side, not here, this side. These values of x are what? Are they less than 2 or greater than 2? The values of x this side are what? Are less than 2. You put less than 2. This side are greater than 2 here from the right. When you are approaching x from the right, we are approaching here from here to here. From the right, we're approaching what? We're approaching 2. The values of x are what? Are greater than 2. So now let's start. What is the first value of x? That is what? Closer to 2 here. Closer to 2 exactly here is what? Is 1.9. Then you are going to put your what? Your 1. Sorry. You're going to put your what? Your 1,9. Therefore, from another one, what is the other value of x? That is very, very, very close. Bigger than this one. Closer than this one, actually. Not big. Is what? Is 1.99. Remember, 1.99 is bigger, is closer than what? 1.9. Meaning we are going to have 1.99. Another one is what? Is 1.999. Another one is 1.9999. Another one is 1.1234. I'm pretty sure you can see the pattern. So let's go from the right. So from the right, what is the value of x here? Exactly here, closer to what? Closer to 2 is what? Is 2,1. Since when we have 2,1, 2,2, 2,3, 2,4, 2,5, which is the midpoint of 2 and 3, then we have 2,6, 2,7, 2,8, 2,9. Meaning 2 when you're approaching 2 from the left, the value of x that is closer to 2 from the right is what? Is 2,1. Then you're gonna put what? You're going to put your 2,1. What is another value that is very, very, very close to 2? That is closer than this one. Is what? Is 2,01. Understand? It is approaching what? It is approaching 2, meaning we have what? 2,01. Another one is 2,001. I'm pretty sure now you can see the what? You can see the pattern. We have 2,1, 2, 3, 2 comma 1 2 3 4. Understand? So now is your time to know what is the value of f of x when x equals to 1.9. You are going to substitute this 1.9 here, then put that value here. Then you are going to say 1.9 plus 1.9 all squared. Then you find that your answer is what? Your answer is 5.51. Understand? Then you substitute 1.99, find out what is your answer. You find your answer is what? Is 5.9501. Then you press your calculator, you put another 9, then you get your answer. You get your answer as 5.995001. Understand? Then you insert another 9, you find your answer as 5.99950001. Then you press your calculator again, you insert another 9. We are approaching 2. Don't forget. We have how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You substitute 5 of them. Don't make a mistake. If you make a mistake, you are dead. Don't make a mistake. Then you have what? You have 5.99995. Understand? So let's go this side now. When you're approaching, you are going to take the 2.1 and substitute it here, then find what is the value of what? The value of f of x. You are going to have 2.1 plus 2.1 all squared, which is what? Which is 6.51. Then you put 2.01 now, which is going to be what? 6.0501. Then you put 2.001. You find that is what? Is 6.005001. Then you put your 0 again. Then you find out is what? Is 6.123512331. Therefore, I suggest you see the pattern now. You see the pattern. Understand? Therefore, you are done dealing with the table. The main point now is to what? Is to conclude now. You are going to conclude now. Fun stuff. Ne? Let's conclude now. We are checking what happens when we are approaching 2 from the left and what happens to when we are approaching 2 from the right. So point number 1, you say the limit as x approaches what? Approaches 2 from the left of f of x. When you're approaching 2 from the left, what does this function value, or let's use this method. I think this method, it will become problematic. Ne? So just say as x approaches what? X approaches what? 2 from the left. Ne? Understand? What does f of x approach? F of x approach what? Remember, this f of x, it is approaching a certain value. It is approaching a certain value. You see, it is having too much of 9s. And the more we have too much of 9s, the more this 5 changes to what? To 6. Meaning we're approaching what? We're approaching 6. Ne? Therefore, point number 2, say Sx approaching 2 from the right, which means it's this table. Ne? You must check what happens when we're approaching what? 2 from the right. Check. This 6, it is having so much zeros. Ne? These zeros will grow bigger to a point whereby this 5.00 what it disappears. We have so many zeros to a point whereby we won't see any number here. Then it causes the 6 to be what? To be a 6. Ne? So this thing is approaching what? 6. Understand? So meaning f of x approaches what? f of x approaches 6, ne? Therefore you say as x approaches 2 from the either side of 2, ne? F of x approaches what? F of x approaches 6. Therefore you're going to conclude, ne? You're going to conclude the limit as x approaches 2 from the left is equal to the limit as x approaches 2 from the right of f of x, and is equal to 6. Understand? Therefore you're going to conclude, ne? You're going to conclude the limit as x approaches 2 of f of x equals to 6. What is your f of x? Your f of x, you let it to be what? X squared, x plus x squared. Therefore you're going to say the limit as x approaches 2 of what? Of x plus x squared equals to 6. Don't just leave this thing like this. Don't leave it like this. Substitute back your f of x. Angry, sorry for using another language. You've used you have let f equals to x plus x squared, ne? Then when you are done solving, replace it. Understand? Don't forget to replace it. Therefore you are done, ne? So let's check another question. What does another question says? They say the question number 2 says we're done with this one. The question number 2 says what? Use numerical approach to find the limit as x approaches 3 of x minus x cubed, ne? Question number 2 says what? The limit as x approaches 3 of what? Of x minus x cubed. They say use numerical approach. When you are using numerical approach, you first draw a number line approaching this number. So we're going to have a number line like this. Therefore we have what? We have 0, we have 1, we have 2, we have 3, we have 4, we have 5. Ne? What number are we approaching? We are approaching what? We are approaching this number. Don't forget that we are approaching 2. We are approaching 2 from where? From the left and from the right. And don't forget, when we are approaching from the left, x is less than what? Is less than 3. When you're approaching from the right, x is greater than what? Than 3. Therefore, you're going to draw 2 tables. You're going to draw 2 tables. The one you're approaching from the left, the other one you're approaching from where? From the right. And that thing, sorry. And that thing you have to what? That thing you have to draw 2 tables when you're approaching 3 from the left and 3 from the right. Your table must have how many columns? I told you your table must have what? Must have 5 columns. Ne? 5 rows, not 5 columns. It must have 5 rows. Don't make mistake. And what? You know, this side we put our x. This side you must start by saying what? Let f of x equals to x minus x cubed, ne? Therefore you put your f of x here, you put your f of x, you put your x here. We're approaching 3 from the left. This side we're approaching 3 from the right. Therefore it's less than 3, greater than 3. Therefore, what is the value of what? What is the value that is closer to 3 from the left? Remember, we have 2. We have 2,1, 2,2, 2,3, 2,4, 2,5, 2,6, 2,7, 2,8, 2,9. We don't want 3. We want the value that is exactly here, which is what? Which is 2,9. Ne? We are going to write you are 2,9. The other value that is very, very, very closer than this one is what? Is 2,99. The other one is 2,999. The other one is 2,1234. The other one is 2,9999. Understand? So let's go to the other table. What is the value that is closer to 3? Meaning here, yeah? Since when we have 3, meaning we have 3,1, 3,4, 5, 6, 7, 3,9, then 4. Meaning the value that is closer to 3 is what? Is 3,1. then we put our 3,1. Then what is another value that is closer to what? Closer to 3, closer than this one from the right is what? Is 3,01. Since well is going very close to 3. Ne? The other one is what? Is 3,001. The other one is 3,0001. The other one is 3,00001. Ne? Therefore, you are going to plug these values of x here, then find what is your value of what? Of f of x. You are going to pick a calculator and substitute what? Substitute 2,1, then 2,99, and so on and so on, ne? To find your answer. Meaning you are going to have 2,9 minus 2,9 all cubed. Then you get your answer is what? Is negative 21,489. Therefore, you substitute 2,99. You have what? Negative 23,740,899. Ne? So another one, you substitute 2,999. Therefore, you have what? Negative 23,974,009. Therefore, you substitute a 2,9, which is what? Negative 23,127,9. Understand? Let me put a line here. Therefore, let's substitute 2, how many 9? 5 nines, ne? I forget the last 9. Put another 9. You get what? Negative 23,99974. You see what's happening? So let's go that side. You're going to substitute 3,1. You're going to have 3,1 minus 3,1 all cubed. Meaning you are going to have what? You are going to have negative 26,691. Then you substitute 3,01. We are just adding the zeros in between that. 24,260,009,01. Then you put another 0. You are going to have negative 24,026009. Then you substitute 3,001. You get what? Negative 24,026,009. Understand? Then you substitute your last value, which is 3,0. Then you get what? Negative 24,12326. Understand? Therefore, now it's time to conclude now. Ne? You're going to write those points of yours. Point number 1, you say S X. You're going to observe what's happening when we're approaching this value from the left. What's happening to f of x, and you are going to check when we're approaching the 3 from the right. What's happening with what? With our f of x. Ne? So let's check. As we approaching what? We are approaching a 3 from the left. What happens to the value of f of x? It approaches what? Ne? If you can look at this number. This number here is 21, 23, 23, 23. But then if you can see, the 9s are growing, ne? To a point whereby these 9s gonna affect this thing to become what? 24. Meaning it's gonna round this thing to become what? Negative 24. Understand? So therefore, meaning this thing is approaching what? Is approaching negative 24. Ne? Therefore, another point, Sx approaching 3 from the right. What happens to the value of f of x? It approaches what? If you can check, when we're at this side, it's negative 26, negative 24, negative 20, 24. But then if you can see, the zeros are growing in between after a comma, and whenever a number is growing up zeros after a comma, that thing, it makes those numbers, these two numbers, to disappear to a point whereby we will no longer see this 24. Will remain with negative 24.0000000000000. That thing, it will lead to what? To negative 24. Understand? Therefore, this thing means what? It approaches negative 24. Then another point which we are saying, Sx approaching 3 from both sides. F of x approaches what? Approaches negative 24. Meaning that the limit Sx approaches what? Approaches 3 of f of x equals to negative 24. Don't forget, you lettered your f of x to be something here. Understand? Don't forget this part. Therefore, replace your f of x. Understand? Therefore, you are going to say, therefore, the limit Sx approaches 3 of what? Of x minus x cubed equals to negative 24. Therefore, you have used numerical approach to evaluate this limit they wanted here. Understand? So let's go and check another question. Another question says what? The limit as x approaches 5 of 3x minus 15. The limit as x approaches 5 of 3x minus 15, all divided by the square root of what? The square root of x squared minus 10x plus 25. X squared minus 10x plus 25. They want us to use numerical approach, not evaluate. Numerical approach to evaluate it. Ne? Therefore, meaning we have to draw a number line approaching what? Approaching 5. Understand? It's very important to draw your number line. Therefore, meaning we are going to have what? We are going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ne? Therefore, meaning we are going to what? We are going to approach what? We are going to approach 5 from both sides. Meaning we are going to approach 5 here. From the left, ne? From the left is where x is less than what? 5. From the right is when x is greater than what? 5. Ne? So you are going to draw what? We are going to draw 2 tables. 2 tables that has how many? That has 5 rows and 2 columns. First column is the values of x. Second column is the values of f of x. X, f of x. You must, don't forget that you must let what? You must let f of x equal to that. Ne? It's bigger, cannot put it this side. Understand? Therefore, we know here we're approaching 3. We're approaching 5 from the left, 5 from the right, meaning the values of x this side are less than 5, this side are greater than 5. Ne? So what is the value that is what? That is closer to 5 this side? It is what? It is 4,9. You put your 4,9 there. Then another one is going to be what? 4,99. Another one is going to be 4,999, 4,9999, 4,99999. Understand? So this side, what is the value of what? What is the value of x this side? That is closer to 5 this side is what? It is 5,1. Understand? Is 5,1. Another one is 5,01. Another one is 5,001. Another one is 5,0001. 5, tetra zeros. Ne? Therefore, you are going to take these values of x's, this one, and substitute away. Here there is f, which is what? Is 3x minus 15 all divided by what? Square root of x squared minus 10x plus what? Plus 25 is gonna be a boring thing, which is plot. You're gonna have 3 into what? 4 multiplied by 9 minus 15, all divided by the square root of what? 4 comma 9 all squared minus 10 into 4 comma 9 plus 25. Then you get your answer as what? Your answer is negative 3. Ne? Therefore, you're going to increase those 9s. Ne? You increase those 9s. It's a lot of job. But then a very simple one is negative 3. Ne? You add another 9. Therefore, you get what? Negative 3. You add another 9. Don't act smart. Just put whatever is needed to confirm your way forward. Don't conclude your way forward, confirm it. We have negative 3. Confirm it again. Don't conclude or assume. We have negative 3. So let's go this side now. Let's go this side. Meaning we are going to substitute our what? We are going to substitute a 3 into what? 3 into 5 comma 1 minus, is it negative? Yeah, negative 15 all square root of what? 5 comma 1 all squared minus 10 into 5 comma 1 plus 25. Then you're gonna get your answer as 3. Then you are going to substitute your 5,001. Don't be lazy. It's what? Is 3. You are going to substitute another value, which is what? 0, 0. You're going to what? 3, meaning it's gonna be what? 3 is all over. Then now you have to conclude. Ne? First step, you say what? As x approaches what? Approaches 3 from the left. Ne? F of x approaches what? This table. F of x approaches what? Approaches what? Negative 3. Ne? Therefore, another step, you say as x approaches 3 from the right, f of x approaches what? Here. It's approaching what? Positive 3. Ne? Therefore, the limit from the left of 3 of f of x is not equal to what? The limit from the right. Remember that properties of where can you say the limit does not exist? We had something like this, meaning we can say therefore the limit as x approaches 3 of f of x equal to what? Does not exist, since well they are not what? They are not equal. Therefore you are going to replace your f of x as x approaches 3. Your f of x is what? Is 3x minus 15 all divided by square root of x squared minus 10x plus 25 is equals to does not exist. Understand? This is how you're going to answer this question. Don't do other stuff. Do my procedure. Then you'll go far. So let's check another question. Let's check another question. We have what? We have the limit as x approaches 4 of x plus 1 and x minus 1. Is number what? Is number 4, I guess. Is the limit as x approaches 4 of something and something. Let me go and double check. We have x plus 1. Is it x and z there? X plus 1 and x minus 1. x plus 1 and x minus 1. This thing is different between two squares, ne? Yeah, I see it as different between two squares. I can still write this thing as this thing, so that my thing cannot be 1 is x squared minus 1. They say use numerical approach. First, you are going to draw what? You are going to draw a number line, which is approaching 4 from both sides. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We are approaching what? We are approaching 4 from where? From the left. We are approaching 4 from the left. No stories. Understand? So you have to draw what? You have to draw those two tables of yours that has 5 rows and how many columns? And 2 columns. One column is of f of x. One column is what? Is for x values, ne? Therefore you are going to have what? You are going to have x this side, x this side, f of x this side, then f of x this side. Why f of x? Because you are going to say what? Let f of x equals to x squared minus 1. Understand? So when we're approaching 4 from the left, remember the values of x are less than 4. When you're approaching it from the right, the values of x are greater than 4, meaning here we're going to have less than 4. Greater than what? Greater than 4. So now, what is the value of x that is very close to 4? Here, not here. Here is what? Is 3,9. Understand? It's 3,9. The other one is going to be 3,12. The other one is going to be 3,123. The other one is going to be 3,1234. 3,12345. Understand? So let's go to the other side. When we're approaching 4 from the right, the value of x here is what? Is 4,1. Ne? Is 4,1. Another one is 4,01, 4,001, 4,1231, 4,1234. Understand? Is it understandable? Then don't forget you are 1. So you're going to take these values of x's, substitute to your what? To your f of x. Understand? So let's start. Meaning we're going to have 3,9 all squared minus 1, which is going to give me what? 14. Sorry, going to be 14,21. The other one is what? 14,9201. The other one is what? 14,992001. The other one is going to be what? 3,39, which is 14,9992131. Understand? So let me draw a line here to make our things to have order. So another one is what? 5 nines. We're going to have 14,12345. Understand? So now let's approach 4 from the right. We substitute what? We substitute 4,1 all squared multiplied by 1. Therefore you're going to have what? You're going to have 15,81. Another one is what? 15,0801. Another one is what? 15,120811001. Then another one is what? Another one is 15 comma 1 2 3 4 8 ne? Therefore you are going to conclude your statement. Don't leave this thing as it is. You are going to say as x approaches 4 from the left, f of x approaches 1. You are going to observe what's happening here. Ne? If you can check, the 9s are growing to a point whereby the 9s gonna be stronger to what? To round off this 14 to become what? To become a 15. Understand? 15. Ne? Point number 2, we are approaching a 4 from the right. Ne? Then f of x is approaching what? If you can check clearly, the 15s, they are growing what? The zeros to a point whereby these zeros are gonna be weak to change this 15, meaning this 15 will remain, ne? Which means we're approaching what? We are approaching 15 from the right, ne? Therefore, our last another point to say as approaching what? 4 from both sides, f of x approaches what? Approaches 15, ne? Therefore, you're going to say what? The limit as x approaches 4 from the left of f of x is equal to the limit as x approaches 4 from the right of f of x, meaning it exists, which is what? 15. Therefore, you say the limit as x approaches 4 of f of x, which is what? Which is x squared minus 1 equals to what? Equals to 15. Then this is your final answer is done. Understand? So suppose you now understand the procedure on how to work that thing, ne? Then another question, the question will come, ne? So let's skip that one. Let's skip that one and check another one. I will show you that other one afterwards. The another one is what? Is 1 over x squared when s we are approaching 0. Number 5, they say the limit as x approaching 0 of 1 over x squared, ne? First of all, you draw what? You draw your number line. After drawing your number line, you know what? You are approaching 0. Put 0 here. Here's -1. Here's -2. Here's 1. Here's 2. Ne? Therefore, we are approaching what? We are approaching 0. 0 from where? 0 from the left. And 0 from where? 0 from the right. Understand? So whenever approaching 0 from the left, the values of x must be less than what? 0. Whenever approaching 0 from the right, the values of x must be greater than what? Greater than 0. So what is the value of what? Of x at this point? These things is kind of difficult when we are in negative world, ne? Let me show you something. In negative world, remember, from a 0 to -1, we need something, ne? Meaning we're going to have -0,1. We are no longer reading increasing numbers going that way. I mean decreasing number to going that way, ne? Since well we're going that way, we're decreasing numbers, ne? We're decreasing numbers to a point whereby when you reach this neutral point, which is 0, we're going that side. The numbers are starting to increase going that side, no longer that side. When you are going that side, they are what? They are decreasing. Understand the statement? So meaning the first number here is what? Is -1 comma, I mean -0,9. Here is -0,1. Understand? Therefore, you're going to draw those two tables of yours that has 5 rows and how many? 4 columns. Understand? Then no problem. Let's focus. You must let f of x equals to 1 over x squared, ne? Therefore, here you have x, here you have f of x. Here you have x, here you have f of x. Understand? So these tables were approaching what? We're approaching 0 from the left. This one is 0 from the right. Understand? So let's check. What is the number that is closer to 0? That is closer to 0 here. It's here. Understand? So meaning we have to what? We have to mention this thing and name it is less than 0. It's less than 0. This side is greater than 0. Ne? So what is the value of x? Here, exactly here, is what? Is negative 0, 1. Another one is negative 0, 0, 1. Negative 0, negative 0, 0, negative 0, 0, negative 0, tetra 0. These zeros are equal, man. Going to have 0, 1. Understand? So when you're approaching 0 from the right, what is the value of what? The value of f of x this point. Remember, now we are decreasing. We expect the man to be the man or anything to be less here. Understand? Which is gonna be what? 0, 1. Since well here is 0, 5, here is 0, 9, here is 1. Meaning we are going to have what? We are going to have 0, 1, 0, 001, 0, 1, 2, 3. Understand? Then we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ne? Therefore, you're going to substitute these values of x here now. Understand? So you have to know what is the value of what? 1 over negative 0, 1 all squared, which is what? 100. Then when you put another 0 is what? Is it 10,000? When you put another 0 is how much? Is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Understand? So let's check our last view. I mean it's 10 million soon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Barroba, what if you but they give us negative 0,001, meaning it's going to be 1 million. 1, 2, 3. Another one is I think it's 100 million or 10 million. It's 2, 4, 6, 8, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. Understand? Another one is what? When you put that 0 again, you're going to get how much? You're having what? 1 times 10 to the 10, ne? Meaning this thing has what? 10 zeros, ne? We're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ne? Then we are going to substitute what? 0, 1 is also going to give you 100,000, 1,000, and then 1 million. Another one is billion. Three is billion. Eh? Therefore, you're going to conclude your statement. You say as x approaches what? Approaches 0 from the left, f of x approaches what? It approaches what? I expected to know this, to see what this value here is growing, it's getting large, meaning these values here are approaching what? Are approaching a positive infinite. A positive infinite. Then number 2, as x approaching 0 to this approaching 0 from the right, ne? Then f of x approaches what? F of x approaches what? This side. We're approaching what? This side. We're approaching we're approaching the large number. Understand? So meaning what is approaching what? A positive infinite also. Understand? It's very important. Therefore you are saying what? The limit as x approaching 0 of what? Of what's that thing? 1 over x squared equals to what? Does not exist. Understand? It does not exist, since well you cannot even try to define infinite. Understand? Even if they were like this, it's still undefined. You see, I don't use equal sign. Don't they use that thing? Understand? So let's see the other one. Let's see the other one. The other one is the what? Is the limit as x approaching 0 of sine x all over x. The first thing to do here is what? Is to put your hand when you get here, you must put your calculator, not your hand, your calculator in red mode. How can you put your calculator in red mode? First thing first, you have to press what? You have to press shift. We do it like this. You have to press shift. You have to press shift, then mode. No, shift 9. Yeah. It's shift plus mode plus number 4 red. Those things is how you put your calculator in reading mode, ne? Put your calculator in reading mode. So you draw a number line. You draw a number line. This is 0, -1, and then another. Understand? So let's end this thing here. We will continue tomorrow because it's at night now. I want to get rest. You see.